Well, tonight, some of the Republican presidential candidates criticized the GOP frontrunner Donald Trump at the third debate. And for the third time, the former president wasn't there. He did not appear on the stage and held his own event. Political reporter Jack Fink, you were watching Jack in the newsroom, and we just need to know timing is becoming more crucial because we're getting into the primary rounds here. So what should we know about tonight's debate?
Well, Nicole, tonight's debate comes 2 months before the first in the nation Iowa caucus for Republicans and 4 months before the Texas primary on Super Tuesday. And with the candidates still far behind former President Donald Trump in the polls, they were each asked right off the top at the debate why they should be the Republican nominee instead of the frontrunner.
He owes it to you to be on this stage and explain why he should get another chance. He should explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he didn't drain the swamp.
I think he was the right president at the right time. I don't think he's the right president now. I think that he put us $8 trillion in debt, and our kids are never going to forgive us for that. I think the fact that he used to be right on Ukraine and foreign issues, now he's getting weak in the knees.
And I'll say this about Donald Trump. Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country.
Tech billionaire Vivek Ramaswamy and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott did not take the bait and chose not to criticize the former president. They have been consistent on this. About 10 miles away from the debate stage, Trump held his own rally in Hialeah. He kept his focus and criticism on President Joe Biden and his record, and he said security is a big part of his message.
Job number one is to make America safe again. For 4 straight years under the Trump administration, I kept America safe. I kept Israel safe. I kept Ukraine safe. And I kept the world safe.
So here's where things stand right now in the Republican primary. In the national polls, the Real Clear Politics average shows Trump ahead by nearly 44 percentage points of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, even more than the other candidates. In Iowa, the Real Clear Politics average shows Trump ahead of DeSantis by 30 percentage points. And in New Hampshire, the former president leads his former ambassador to the United Nations and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley by nearly 32 percentage points. Haley has been gaining on DeSantis for second place, and the question remains whether either will become the alternative to Trump and gain on his lead. And Nicole, during the debate tonight, the candidates agreed in their support for Israel and sharply criticized President Biden's economic and foreign policies. The Republicans split when it came to providing more aid to Ukraine and on abortion policy.
This is going to be a very interesting road to the presidential election. Jack, thank you so much for being our eyes and ears tonight.